3256, the Mortal Kombat developer said he does miss the quick turnaround since the original games to now. Like, if he has an idea, there's so much more red tape and development time to get it out just by how the business works now. Oh, totally. I can't even imagine what it's like being a developer nowadays. Like, I've definitely, like, fallen more into, like, looking for more indie games and enjoying indie games a lot more than I am with a bigger stuff, which is...
Shout out to Pixel Pushers Union 512. Play Tonight We Riot.
Tonight We Riot. Give it a shot. Yeah, there's just... I forget what game I've been playing recently. Cultic? That's a really fun, like, single developer game. And honestly, some of the most fun I've had in a while on stuff.
I was a huge fan of Crow Country last year. It is a very Resident Evil-like, Dreamcast-esque game. It is a fun indie survival horror thing.
Boomer shooter style, right?
No. It's like isometric.
Oh, yes.
You're exploring a theme park. It's a crow-themed theme park called Crow Country. Oh, these skeletons. Oh,
what
no.
The fuck was that game about the mystery on the old boat?
Obra Dinn. Yes, the mystery of the Obra Dinn.
Man, that was fun.
We need to do like a TechnoPoverty techno party where we get multiple guests on and we just all collectively go through Obra Dinn, because
that would be great.
That game gets very messy very fast, and it can be very chaotic watching more than one person trying to figure it out.
Yeah, true.
On the same kind of game.
Oh, I think Lux interviewed the Tonight We Riot guy on Game Boys at some point.
Yes.
Nice.
Shout out Game Boys.
Shout out Game Boys, we love them. Like, subscribe, give them your money, we love it.
Don't want to dox any of them by name, but they are great, great boys.
Love them all.
Behind some great, great programs.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool art being created in Austin and being projected out into the world. If you guys can find it, definitely keep up with anyone we recommend.
Shout out to Fight Opera as well. Keep an eye on their Twitch. There may be something a little later this week.
Yeah. That's right, Fight Opera on Twitch.
Another affiliate of the TechnoPoverty Mindset, in addition to the Pixel Goblins.
Yeah, great time. If you like silly stories and you like wrestling, or you like either, you'll love it.
And we are in some Rime of the Mariner-esque land of snow and ice.
What was under that ice? Some sort.
Was there like an eye? I'll go look in a moment. I just wanted to avoid the skeleton that was throwing things at me.
That's fair, I guess. I can understand, I suppose.
Throwing bombs? Oh, ow. Okay.
The fuck that dude doing?
He blew up. I'm gonna purchase this armor.
Nice, yeah, it seems
Good thing I can purchase armor in the land of snow and ice.
Yeah.
Beyond the permafrost.
$100, like, where?
Again, was not planning on Rime of the Ancient Mariner being a thing that came to mind. It looks like a ship's part. But
Yeah, right, like there's like a door underneath or something.
But Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, I'm sure you can find it online as well. I'll look up something to reference in a post. Don't kill the albatross. Don't hurt the bird. Don't shoot the messenger.
Here we call them coins, absolutely. With a K. Love it.
All right, so we have these
Boat.
floating pieces. Look
Okay, so you are on an iceberg.
Yeah,
What is
I'm on a
happening
floating iceberg. There's a ship. There's a whirlpool.
There's these fucks.
Hey. Those skeletons have something animating them. I don't know if it's a soul, but they feel that when you say that.
Right. Like, listen, man.
I like that the fairies are in Snowman when we're beyond the Mountains of Madness, which...
Just hiding in a snowman.
Y'all know that's H.P. Lovecraft. I don't have to shout that boy out. I have my grievances. I think a lot of Lovecraftian stuff could just be described as weird fiction, and that there's a lot of cool dudes from the early 1900s and 1930s, in addition to Lovecraft, that were working the genre that get overlooked.
But we love the racism, Henry.
I mean, Cthulhu was kind of like a password into like instant like geek recognition in the pre-internet era, so I kind of understand it.
The like hangover from that.
Right. But yeah, like so the aforementioned Lord Dunsany is one I'm really big on. I also like Clark Ashton Smith. And William Hope Hodgson wrote a little thing called The Nightland. That's kind of fantasy, kind of science fiction. If I remember right, there's like aliens in the sky in the Nightland, and there's just a barrier barely keeping them from invading the last of humanity, and there's no sun anymore. It's just dark out.
Damn.
William Hope Hodgson, I believe, was also a sailor at the time. Ooh, R.E.H. Yeah. There's a lot of weird guys from the time. It's interesting to see just the transition from the ghost story to the industrial horror story. Once again, this is something I think the video game Resident Evil is really great at literalizing. You kind of witness the spooky mansion turn into a lab gone wrong.
Oh, that's interesting. Like the depth of spiritualism done into
Yeah, you start as like a local cop just investigating a haunted mansion, and by the end of it, it's like, oh, this police force is just a tool of a corporate entity that owns this town, and we're just test subjects for their weird experiments, which are leaking downstream into the water and zombifying us.
Yeah.
Not a subtle metaphor, but I think part of why the general gist of Resident Evil clicks so well with people and was such a huge part of like, the late 2000s hot topic goth rock kind of gothic recognition of the Bush era is because it's just plainly saying like, yeah man, pharmaceutical companies are doing this to us.
Which is crazy too. Didn't Resident Evil just turned 29? Either yesterday or today, I'm forgetting which.
It's getting up there in age, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like it is.
I think it was a huge staple of the PS1. Like I remember it was like award-winning at CES, just like, oh wow, an adventure game, but it's also scary, and it's like in 3D, and it's not. It wasn't as clunky as like Alone in the Dark, yeah.
Yeah. I were playing, my friend's older brother playing that while we watched on in terror late into the night. It was great. Seminal memories.
Yeah, there's a sort of George A. Romero-fication of our generation with just the end of like Night of the Living Dead with Day of the Dead into The Walking Dead. Whoa. All right.
Got it. Nice.
But really, what is the fear of the dead? Is it just, I mean, in this video game, it's just because, like, death's broken, there needs to be an excuse for game overs. But if ghosts aren't real, can you still be haunted by guilt? That's something I think of when it comes to The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. That book's conception of haunting always struck me as interesting. I don't like Mike Flanagan's adaptation. Mostly because I think Shirley Jackson's very interested in how a person becomes haunted, how they become obsessed with a place or a life that isn't their own. She was writing a bit before the complete Luke Skywalker-ification of fandom that Gene Wolfe and Le Guin were more aware and critical of. But Jackson was very interested with, like, again, the main character in Hill House gets enamored with the place, imagines herself there. She becomes just completely detached from her own material circumstances or body. There's kind of a question of who was holding her hand, were the ghosts real, but whether or not the ghosts were real, she became so obsessed with the place that she destroyed herself over it. In the same way that someone may unhealthily get obsessed with a game and play it without eating.
Gooning forever.
Gooning forever. You know, Infinite Jest is obsessed with the idea of a movie so good you watch it on repeat until you die. David Foster Wallace was very much in the vein of
an old man.
Yeah, I'm an old man now. I gotta avoid getting stabbed. But the wizard.
Damn you, wizard. Normally we like wizards. We don't like that wizard. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Yep, it's at 2 coins now. I've been dying too much.
Dang.
That's getting pricey. In this economy?
Yeah.
Let's use my shield more. Let's pay more attention to my inventory. Something I haven't been doing is using the select button to actually look at the abilities.
Ah, I gotcha.
So yeah, I know the Mighty Blow. I know the Second Strike. Throwing my shield. I need to throw my shield more. I have a long sword. And I have an extended throw. Okay.
Okay, alright.
Basically, I need to use my shield more, but also it does break over time, which is why I'll go shieldless every now and then. I am going to run by some of these guys, though, because I think I've just been stopping and engaging every combat, and you don't need to do that.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Unless I'm really getting hit a lot, or I really need to harvest fairies, but we're going to take that gamble.
You got fat stacks as far as fairies are concerned.
I got fat stacks of money, fat stacks of coins, fat stacks of death coins. So wait, are the death coins spelled with a C still? I haven't been taking note, but next time he asks, I'm going to check, because that raises a few questions as far as why these things have Ks.
Yeah.
Who's controlling the currency in MAXIMO land? I haven't seen any banks.
Yeah, what
I haven't seen any organized government. There's just this dude corrupting the flow of death and myself stopping that. There's no ice, which is great. Ice should be abolished.
Love that.
I'm dealing with a lot of ice right now that I wish was abolished.
Yeah. Only ice in our drinks, that's it, nothing else.
Right. That's a good way to think of it.
That crushed ice from Sonic. Love it. These fucking guys. Nice.
There we go. Now we're thinking with shield throws.
There we go. Asshole.
That was a pop. Was that the ice?
I can't tell what that was. That was weird.
That was my drink screaming at me to partake, and so I
fair.
shall. Once again, for Station ID, you are watching TechnoPoverty. Thank you for being here. We've blasted through the swamp world of MAXIMO, and we're in Iceland now.
Delicious drinks. With the refill on the next break, be great.
No free sponsors.
Yeah, truly. If you want to give us money, do it. We'll sell out. For the right price, baby. We all will.
Hey, that's part of the TechnoPoverty mindset. We're all just Joseph's looking for a manger.
That's it, baby.
Shout out to McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and I believe that's Leonard Cohen singing that lyric.
Everybody knows.
And in talking about a Joseph looking for a manger, that is from the Western McCabe and Mrs. Miller. We're still a grift economy. That whole movie is about, starting a whorehouse and profiting off of the settlement and just, gambling and bluffing and not being able to draw when you need to. The eternal American goofus and gallant. You have the sex working lady and the rambling, gambling schemer. And through their collision, we get the West.
Hootin' always leads to hollering.
Hootin' does lead to hollering, yes.
Let me tell you what. Look at these guys.
Who said that? Who said Hootin' leads to hollering?
I'm not sure. I definitely did, but...
I thought that was a chat for a moment. I was going to say,
no.
someone needs to be kissed in chat.
That's just a general feeling. Hootin' does lead to hollering in most situations.
Buddy, I've been hooting all night and ain't no one come hollering. Oh God, these ice guys. What am I doing with my life?
Are they like shielded? Is that what they do?
What is their deal? I can't use an ice sword on the ice guys. Ice doesn't melt
Yeah, you got the
ice.
flame? Where's your flame sword at?
Oh man.
Have you thrown a shield at the boys?
I'm not. I can only kind of bump them off the edge. I don't know if there's a more thorough way of dealing with them, really. Could I be wrong? Can video games be hard? I'm getting mimicked. Getting assaulted.
Nice fucking God.
I mean, MAXIMO's in his little boxers now. He's gonna freeze to death if I don't give him some armor, you know? Like,
also, these giant feet.
this friggin' wizard.
Kill him.
Get me away from the other
Fucking
guy.
laughing to himself, like, dude, fuck you.
Just assaulting this old man.
Listen here, you stupid fucking wizard. Any wizards come around these parts and try to threaten us like that, we'll put you in your fucking
Yeah, dude, we've read this Fotress Unvanquishable for Sacnoth. Who knows what to do with wizards?
Yeah, dude,
you get the sword out of the spine of a dragon, and then you go on a spree.
I'm gonna shove your whole ass in your big ass wizard hat. You'll live there forever.
And here we'll actually use the shield because we're right here. We're right at the end
Oh, that
here.
would suck it for now. Yeah. What's this fucking dude?
Why is this guy? Yeah. What's his deal?
Like, is that me? That's what I would do. I'm just like, please. don't hit
Nothing.
me.
Please, sir, don't kill me.
I just have knives because they told me to stand here. This is my first day.
Right. I'm just gonna one piece at a time here. I'm referencing Johnny Cash, not anime. I'm too old for One Piece. That's a lie. Oh!
What?
He has a sword pointing. It's because I slandered One Piece.
Yeah,
so
right
the gods
there.
are punishing me for my vanity. I really should watch One Piece. They have swords in their torso, and when they fall on their backs, they're pointed outwards. So if you slam down on them, you get poked. But if they fall backwards, you don't get poked. So you just have to be mindful of what side you poke them on.
Am I right, fellas? So we all. Hamill's memo. I'm a man with a sweet tooth, and I could really enjoy some ice cream right about now. So, cookies or brownies?
I do like ice cream with brownie chunks in it, just because I like the kind of like spongy coldness.
Yeah. Real tasty one. Real flavor.
I like cookie dough ice cream.
I mean, I love all sweet things.
I do not. I'm more of a savory person myself.
Yeah.
You cannot bribe me with sweets, but you might bribe me with jerky. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I can definitely be like Swiss rolls. Ooh, girl.
Chat, bribe me with jerky.
Yeah, right by me with jerky and me Swiss rolls. Like,
If you know what's good. Although, I do like, I guess, I don't know how widespread 85-degree bakery is, but they have these little matcha bun rolls that are real tasty and real sweet. I do like my little Korean bakery treats.
Dale's mad though. Have you seen that Nathan For You episode where he makes poop flavored frozen yogurt?
No,
I have not, but that sounds incredible.
I'm due for some Nathan For You watching. I'm not sure if I've seen it all, but I've watched a good chunk of it. It was like a huge on rotation thing when it was on Hulu for me. Huge fan of The Rehearsal, which I believe season 2 is coming up soon.
Yes, can't wait for that second season. This tiny sleepy dog.
All right, we finally made it to the dark house. Wow, what? Sir, I do not see a house, nor is it. It's kind of dark, I guess.
It was pretty dark comparatively.
I'm very confused by having an ice sword in Iceland, but things will make themselves apparent.
For sure. These fucking dudes with the bombs.
To talk more about fantasy making things haptic and Tolkien's on fantasy, Andor. Andor is coming out soon, and something that I want to say is I'm a huge fan of Andor. I think what makes it good is largely misdiagnosed by a certain sects of its fans, though. Andor is fantastic because it is the first Star Wars thing since like Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, that actually carries tension. It really won me over with its first scene being a dude in a bar, like a dude shooting a stormtrooper, and that being a problem. So much lazy Star Wars ends its scenes or punctuates scene telling and cuts to the next part of the story by just having the dudes, pull out laser guns, pull out lightsabers, and just mowing through stormtroopers. Like there's a consequenceless, like slick feeling to the disposability of like the minor characters. Andor actually makes the disposing of a stormtrooper a problem. The complete lack of there being a Jedi in Andor goes a long way towards establishing a greater sense of haptic tension and consequence in its universe. And that's something, I mean, again, only like A New Hope I think excels at, and Empire Strikes Back comes close to doing well.
I just loved that we were finally in a galaxy far, far away and not with the same 9 people.
Exactly, that too.
It's literally we're entire universes and we're going to hang out with those same folks.
I think there's some sort of wishy-washy. I'm not going to say... Andor has well-intended ideas, is what I'll say. I mean, robbing a bank isn't exactly like praxis or like applicable theory to the real world, but it does give you feelings of like resistance and like fighting an evil empire. Again, it's that tension working so well.
It does a really good job too of just like, which a lot of why I don't like Marvel movies is because every movie is the universe is going to die and then it won't die.
Right.
When you can take things to a much smaller level, it's why that
you already know too this is taking place before like A New Hope, so you can, instead of focusing on like, well, is the objective complete, it's like, well, what complicates the objective? Why does it go wrong? Who are these characters involved in this, and like what are their flaws? What's going on here? But yeah, so there's a lot of like just good dramaturgy, I think, more than ideology at play when it comes to Andor, and I'm looking forward to season 2.
Heck yeah, Jason. Most Andor hate is a result of lack of fan service for the OG trilogy. Well, agreed. And there's nothing wrong with all of the older characters. I personally am just very excited to hear new stories in a place we visited a lot instead of like a continuation of the same characters that I'm like, I know and love them. I know that their lives are going on, but there's like a whole, Andor's like, there's a whole resistance, and then you start to see some other people in the resistance, and that was kind of fun.
All right, we're going to go for a quick break. It is now 9:14. We'll be back around 9:25-ish. We've just made it to the hub world of the Iceland. We're going a bit faster than last session, which I like.
Yeah.
Let's see when we get back how far through this ice world we get through. Maybe we'll get through this second world before the end of session, about 10:30-ish. But for now, y'all, stretch your legs, get some water, rehydrate, smoke them if you got them. We'll be right back.